Hello and welcome to the All Quack No Crap podcast. My name is Paul and I'm here with Callum.
Hello everyone, welcome to the show. New year, new me. That's what everyone's saying now, isn't it? This will be up in the new year.
Yes.
Okay, so it's the first episode of 2020 fucking 4.
2024.
Fuck.
Jesus.
Oh wow. Oh, that's gonna be mental. Like, obviously we're recording this now. It's still 2023. That's still crazy to think about, though.
Yeah. And can you remember back in 2012 when everyone thought the world was going to end?
Do you remember last week when I thought the world was gonna fucking end?
So today's episode is on motivation.
Motivation. Okay, interesting.
It's an important topic, particularly at this time of year.
Because everyone's, like I say, everyone's doing all the new year, new me shit, innit? And,
yeah.
No one ever sticks to it. Does anyone ever start a New Year's resolution and make it to February?
No, probably not. This is the thing, actually. We do a sale at work every January on all like fucking protein shakes and like the skinny, like the weight loss shakes and all that sort of shit and all the healthy shit. Like,
oh, wow.
Yeah, New Year's resolutions have become such a big thing that there's a New Year's resolution sale every year in January.
It's not weight that I need to be losing, it's weight I need to be putting on.
Protein.
Yes.
Protein, yeah. Protein and cheese.
And cheese.
Cheese.
Yeah. Yes, that's it. Protein and cheese. So, motivation. Paul, what motivates you?
I think doing this podcast has been the most motivated I've been in quite some time.
Yeah.
It's something I sort of constantly want to be doing all the time. Particularly like I do suffer with seasonal affective disorder, so like this time of year does affect my moods and my motivation levels.
Yeah.
But I think so it's just important to have that one thing you enjoy doing, even if you've got to force yourself to do it, because sometimes it is a case of just forcing yourself to get on and do it.
Do you know what? That's a brilliant thing to say, because this week I've been procrastinating like fuck. Is procrastinating the right word?
Yeah, procrastinating is the right word.
Yeah, it is the right word, okay. I've been going like fuck on my running. I've done... so, the town I live in, I've run it, and I've done all the local villages. And like, so I come to the corner where I'm about to turn off and go back down into town. And yesterday and today, I just thought, well, what if I did the next village as well? And then I did, and I felt fucking great after it.
Yeah.
And
I think you often enjoy something more once you've started doing it, and it can be hard to have the motivation to do it.
I come home yesterday from the run, and I couldn't wait for today to go and do it again.
Yeah. Well, once you start something, it's not as hard to continue.
Yeah, that's the other thing as well. The uploads with my channel, I did the first couple, and then I was buzzing to do the third, and I was buzzing to do the fourth, I was buzzing to do the fifth, and I think I lost motivation for it. Well, I've still been climbing every day this week as well, but
it's also difficult finding time where we can get together, because you need two of us, because one.
Yeah, because you haven't been very well, so I haven't done any fucking videos.
Yeah, I've had such a bad year for illness.
You have, haven't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I've had a really bad year for illness.
Constantly getting fucking sick, you are.
Yeah. I mean, from a particular one for me, I'm particularly bad at getting the motivation to do my washing up. Like, so sometimes I'll just hoover, so I've got an excuse not to do my washing up. I'd rather fucking hoover than...
At least you're doing something practical, though.
Yeah, but once I started doing my washing up, there's days where I'll put some music on while I do my washing up, give me a bit of motivation. Once I started doing it, I end up cleaning half the fucking flat.
Yeah, but you still haven't done the fucking washing up.
Yeah, exactly.
Weird, that is. That's really weird.
No, so I'll do the washing up, I'll start the washing up, and once I'm doing it, I'm fine, I'm happy to be doing it. And then once I finish with it, I'm not ready to stop, so I'll end up cleaning something else as well.
Yeah.
So starting's the first step.
Well, Paul, I have a list. After I finished secondary school, I did an Outward Bound course. Because, do you remember when I was in year 9, I had a week off school to do an Outward Bound course?
Yeah.
I got a scholarship off of that to do it again, so I did it again for 19 days after I left school. I could have done it any time between then and when I turned 18, but I just did it after I left school. And one of the things that was taught to us on that course was the 7 habits of highly effective people, and I've just Googled it because I couldn't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah.
That's great. So we'll come back to, what you've just said. It covers a couple of these, to be fair. But the first habit is to be proactive. So, when you think, I want to do this, well, we were talking about doing this podcast forever.
Yes.
But
long time.
You actually start being proactive about it. You start taking the steps to do it, and now we have a show.
Yeah.
And a couple of people are watching it, so that's all right, isn't it?
We're getting some views, so
yeah,
it's all
yeah.
right. Yeah.
It's not been too bad. So yeah, have you got anything to say about being proactive?
Yeah, I think being proactive. The word proactive is vastly misinterpreted or misunderstood. But I think being proactive doesn't necessarily mean actively doing something, rather than actively putting the effort into trying to do something, which might not make any sense to anyone, but it makes sense in my brain.
Yeah.
But as long as you're trying or putting some effort into some way that doing that thing's going to be, something that's going to make doing that particular thing easier, or make doing that thing possible.
Yeah.
That is the biggest part of being proactive.
Yeah. And then you get a sense of euphoria off of that, and you feel good about it.
Yeah, and then from that you've got the motivation to do the next thing.
Yes. And then the next, and the next, and the next. That actually reminds me of a great quote. If you want to change the world, start every day by making your bed.
Yeah.
Because when you make your bed, you've done the first task of the day, then you can go do your washing up, Paul.
Yeah.
You've done that task, and that'll give you the motivation to do the next task,
actually,
and the next, and the next, and the next.
This is something, so it's a video I've seen a few times, and it's a guy who stood up on stage, and he was saying, there was a time where he was so depressed he didn't get out of bed for days, and he hadn't even showered for weeks.
Fuck.
And and his friend come by and said, look, you've got to take a shower. And no matter how many people said, you stink, you need to take a shower, he couldn't do it. But then one day his friend went by and said, okay, today you're not going to lie in bed, today you're going to get up and sit in that chair. And so once he got up and sat in that chair for a while, well, he'd done something. Then it was easier to go, okay, actually, now you've sat in that chair for a while, now you're going to put on some clothes. And that was easier to put on the clothes because now he was already out of bed. He'd taken it step by step, and by the end of it, he'd taken a shower, he'd done his washing up, he'd done everything he needed to do.
He's become functional again.
Yeah,
that is an excellent segue, Paul, because Paul doesn't know this list I have on my phone.
I don't know.
That's an excellent segue into habit number 2, which is begin with the end in mind.
Exactly.
So when you start something and you know it's going to be hard, so if you're going away to do fucking whatever it is you're doing, and you're like, this is going to be fucking tough, or if we're at the climbing wall, and this wall's going to be fucking hard. Last time we went to record a video up in fucking Boulder Barn,
yeah,
there was that one route that really scared me.
Yeah.
But I fucking wanted it.
Yeah.
And you keep picturing yourself. I can talk. Finishing the route.
Yeah.
So it's begin with the end in mind. So it's how great is it going to feel when I actually fucking do this? You put some work in now, and later I'm going to get some reward from it.
Yeah.
Begin with the end in mind. So another example. Did I say to you, or were we recording, when I said, I did the next village?
Yes, we were recording.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So again, begin with the end in mind. How great will I feel when I finish that? And so that's what that one is.
Yeah, that's exactly it. But I would say always begin with the end in mind, but don't feel as if you have to achieve the end. Because I think sometimes the pressure of having to achieve it is what overwhelms you. It can be overwhelming.
It can be overwhelming, but
I think always have that end in mind, but break that down. So today I might do this one step, but then we were saying, you've done that one step. Now it's easier to do the next step. But you just set yourself that target of this one step or these 2 steps I'm going to do today, and eventually I'm going to reach that end. So you always have that end in mind, but don't pressure yourself to do it all at once.
Paul, Habit number 3. I promise you don't know this, do you?
No.
Right. Habit number 3 is put first things first.
Yes.
So that's another one you've kind of already spoke about. So yeah, put first things first. First, I need to get out of bed. Then I need to go sit in the chair like that one guy.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is. I haven't seen that myself. But putting first things first. So yeah, you have a task to do. So okay, back to the climbing. I'm just going to use climbing analogies just because it's easy for you to understand what I mean.
Yeah.
And hopefully the listeners can apply it to themselves. But so we're at that wall. We want to do that route. First things first. We've got to get on the wall. Figure out the start.
Yeah. That's the first thing you do. Yeah. And quite
Actually,
often,
the first thing we should be doing is route reading, but I could do a whole podcast.
Yeah.
Do you remember once I joked about writing a book about how I don't route read because
Yeah.
I could talk about it for ages?
So I think climbing actually applies really well to this point in particular. Is that sometimes you'll have a project you're working on for a week straight.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter if you don't get it at the end of it. You've got 1-2 moves further each time.
That's true, and eventually you'll come back to it and you will get it.
Yeah.
If you just keep trying and trying and trying.
And for those, obviously, Callum keeps saying, I haven't seen this list. I have not seen this list at all. This is not something I've ever said.
Yeah.
But for those who are wondering how I seem to, because it seems a bit baffling that I am somewhat getting the next point on the list with each point. But actually, a lot of this applies to my experience with mental health. Where I've been, as Callum will know, and Callum's seen me in a lot of these places, where I've been in really bad places. Actually, these are things you learn with life. You learn with that mental health.
We'll circle back, because that's not the next point.
No, I doubt it would be.
But we will circle back, because that is going to come up. That's going to be relevant in a minute. But habit number 4 is to think win-win. Basically, just because you want to win, you want to finish this route, doesn't mean your guy next to you needs to lose.
Yeah.
You can work together. And, oh, you did this. And looking down at the list now, think win-win is quite similar to habit 6. But, yeah, we'll stay on point of thinking win-win. So
this is what, when I worked in care, we would call working in partnership.
Yeah.
We're working together for an ultimate benefit for both of us.
Yeah.
You know, I feel good if I've supported you to do this.
Yeah.
And I will do whatever I can to support you to do it.
Yeah.
But you've got to work with me. And then at the
You've
end
got
of
to
the
meet
day,
me halfway,
we've both achieved something.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, that's kind of hit the nail on the head with thinking win-win. If anyone has anything they want to add to this in the comments, let us know. It'd be great. Habit number 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Which I can't remember what you said, but I think it kind of tied into this.
Yeah, so I know, yeah, because if you don't understand your own thought process, if you don't understand either what you're trying to achieve or what you're trying to put across, there's no way you're ever going to put it across to someone else.
Basically what it means is that you need to learn from other people, and maybe one day you'll be able to give that information on to somebody else.
Yeah.
And it's been 5-6 years since I've seen this list, to be honest. I'm really digging.
And of course, this comes back to what I was saying about when I did suffer really badly with my mental health.
Yeah.
Is like, these are things I've learned through that. I've learned through I did cognitive behavioural therapy, and a lot of this is taught in that.
Yeah.
And like it's just those things you learn with life experience of actually you don't necessarily have to do that exact thing or complete that 100% of that task, but a bit of it's better than nothing.
Yeah. So thinking you first need to understand things. Fucking hell, I might need to read a bit. Can we cut and I'll just come back?
Yeah, we can cut a chunk out of this anyway.
Yeah, sound. Let me put my fucking data back on. Hello, cookies. Habit number 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Influence others by developing a deep understanding of their needs and perspectives. That's what that means. So, to elaborate on that, if we're working on a climbing route, and I think maybe we should go and try it this way,
Yeah.
and so, but you think the other way, and
Yeah.
so we just sort of like piece it together and work it out
Yeah,
ourselves.
like my thoughts on the route and how to do it, or your thought to you, or your thoughts on how you think we should do the route to me.
Yeah.
They're not going to work unless we each put the effort into understanding our reasoning behind that. Like, once you understand the reasoning, it comes together. So that's, ultimately what I'm saying is you're not going to be able to help someone unless you give someone the time to understand why you're trying to do a particular thing.
Yes, that's an excellent point. Habit number 6 kind of goes along with 5, and it's just says synergize. Habit 6 is to synergize. So that goes along with 5 and 4, I think. Thinking win-win and understanding.
Yeah.
Synergy is just like working together. Develop in a... Don't want to read. We've covered it. I could read it in my head. We've covered it.
Yeah,
basically.
We basically, This is one of the
Find someone else that's passionate about the thing that you're doing.
Yeah.
And work with them.
Yeah. This is one of those things that will, that people talk about a self-repeating list, and this is something that's commonly occurring in like self-help books and stuff like that. Is like the list is constantly calling back to itself. Like, you could cut half the list, and that half a list would be just as effective as the full list as a total.
Kind of like the 10 Commandments.
Exactly.
That could be a podcast episode. So yeah, synergize. You know, I already said, find someone that's passionate about the thing that you want to do and work with them, work together. Just because, like I said, once you reach the top, once you reach your goal, you know, you've climbed the ladder, put your arm over the top and pull somebody else up with you.
Yeah.
And just help everyone. So, habit number 7, the last one, is sharpen the saw. What do you think that means, Paul?
Sharpen the saw. This is going to be something to do with your sort of metaphorical toolbox of things that can help you along the way.
I'm glad you didn't take it literally. I'm glad you didn't take it literally, yeah. Because initially I was gonna, because like I said, it's been 6 or 7 years since I've done this now. So increase motivation, energy, and work-life balance by making time for renewing activities.
Yeah.
So it just means take a break.
Yeah.
The thing that you're working for, take some time out every now and again, because you will get burnt out.
Yeah,
you will
100%.
just not want to do it anymore. And so just having a couple of rest days every week, just like recharge, don't think about the thing that you go in, come back in a couple of days and attack it again.
Yeah, for definite. It's definitely a good list of things.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said, those are sort of similar steps you'd cover in cognitive behavioural therapy.
Yeah.
You know, about breaking
Who
down
wrote
tasks
that?
and things
It'd
like
be handy if I knew who, because there is a book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Gone through it fairly quickly now.
It's a similar thing. There's an SAS veteran.
Stephen R. Covey.
I wonder if that's
Covey. Covey.
Covey, yeah.
Covey.
So there's this SAS veteran who wrote a book, and one of the points he makes in this book is always get up with the first alarm clock. Don't set yourself 6 alarm clocks and keep turning them off or keep hitting snooze, because you're always going to be most
A tip to get out of bed is to set your alarm, charge your phone on, because everyone charges their phone overnight, they stick an alarm on, don't they?
Yeah.
Put the phone on the other side of the room.
Yeah. Then
you have to get up to turn the alarm off.
Yeah.
And then if there's other people in your house as well, so you don't want them fucking screaming at you.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Just notice this jacket has inside pockets. That's fucking lovely. Oh, that one's ripped. Never mind.
Yeah, so he says obviously always get up with that first alarm clock because you're just making yourself tighter and tighter by keep snoozing the alarm or keep, turning off the alarm and going for the next one. You're just making yourself more tired. You're going to be more motivated if you get up with that first alarm.
Yeah.
You're ready to go.
Yeah. That was me done. But we've only been talking 20 minutes. So.
We have. This has been a short episode.
Nah, come on, we can keep this going.
We can keep this going.
What do we do when the motivation isn't there? When, like,
my usual one is message you.
In what do you mean?
Because I'll just be like, I'll have no motivation to do anything, so I'll just go, Callum, do you want to go somewhere? And then once you're coming over to pick me up to go somewhere, I have no choice. I've got to leave the house.
Yeah, you got about 20 minutes to get up, get ready.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's actually a real good one.
Yeah. Yeah, because then you're putting yourself in a position where you haven't got a choice.
Yeah, that's actually a really good motivator.
Yeah, when you haven't got a choice, you have to do something.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the motivation. You can't turn back on it then.
Yeah, because you can't just ring me halfway through and be like, oh, can't be asked.
No, because then you're halfway there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's the synergizing thing I think is really good about the habits.
Yeah, it's that working in partnership.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You can't attack the world alone.
No, for sure you can't. And for anyone who might be listening to this and who is in maybe a bit of a lonely phase in life and don't go out and meet someone. I make it sound so simple, and I know it's not necessarily
it's
that
not,
simple.
Fuck me, no it isn't.
But just go out. Even if you're not going anywhere, just go out. There will come a point where you will meet someone and you'll get chatting.
Yeah.
And, friendships blossom from absolutely nowhere.
It's harder to make friends after school.
Oh yeah, for definite. Yeah, because in school you are around people 24/7.
Yeah, you're always around people, aren't you? But like,
yeah. And this is what I don't get about people that say I don't work to make friends. I work for money. Like, yes, you work for money, and like I'm not particularly wanting to be friends with everyone at work, but actually I'm happy to make a friend at work.
Yeah. The work day's so much better when you have a work friend.
Yeah, exactly.
It goes by so much faster, it's great.
Yeah. And it's that, like school was when you were in school, it's that opportunity for you to socialise with other people.
Yeah. That's what I can't understand about homeschooling.
Yeah.
Because it's not like, oh, yeah, well, school shit anyway, you don't really learn anything. Fair enough. But it's the social side of it you miss out on.
It is a social aspect.
And I wouldn't even say that's fair enough to say that, because, you do learn shit at school. It is a good thing to go to when you're a kid.
Yeah.
But
you don't necessarily learn the right stuff. You are learning.
That's what I was trying to say. But
yeah. See, I feel like this has been a really good episode so far.
Yeah, I know, but it's not gone on nearly fucking long enough, has it?
No, not at all.
Do you ever listen to David Goggins? Do you know who that is?
No, not at
all.
all.
Actually, yeah, no, I fucking... On that same Outward Bound course, David Goggins, that come up from the instructor so many times. He's a US ex-Navy SEAL, and he fucking... One time, he ran a marathon. I can't remember how far it was. I'm pretty sure it was David Goggins that did this. But he was running, and he didn't stop. By the end of it, he'd broken all the bones in both his feet.
Yeah.
Just refused to give up. And it's like, that's fucking insane. Because, like, half of motivation and being able to do this shit is all in your mind.
Yeah, it is.
Actually, do you know what? I'd say half of it is all in your mind. 100%. It's all in your mind.
Yeah. Your brain is your worst enemy.
Yeah.
It's your best friend, but it's also your worst enemy.
Yeah, it's a fucking asshole. It's weird to talk about your brain like that, because it's your brain saying it to you itself.
Yeah. But it's tricking you've got to trick your own brain.
Mm.
I think we've discussed it in a prior episode about
I was just gonna say we already talked about this.
yeah, people with amputation and they have phantom limb pains.
Yeah.
And
Trick your fucking brain.
There's a treatment where they essentially trick your brain into believing you still have like 2 arms or 2 legs where you actually don't.
Yeah.
And that can help to ease the pain.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Your brain's when you get phantom limb pains, your brain's tricking itself. Because your brain is looking down at a limb that's not there, but still it's thinking that it is there.
Yeah. Fuck.
The brain is possibly the most complex and unexplored thing there is in this universe.
Well, I'd say the universe itself is probably
less
about that, but
yeah, but there's a lot about the universe we understand, right? Awful lot about the universe we understand.
Sorry, you keep talking, Paul. I'm going to look things up about motivation so we can talk about them.
But we don't understand how we understand that.
Yeah.
And that's, again, about the brain. About what we don't understand about the brain. So we don't understand how we understand. It's almost like the unknown unknowns. Who was it who said actually about there were known knowns, unknown knowns. It's defined by Rumsfeld. I know this came up in a book I had recently. The Secretary of Defense, U.S. Secretary of Defense, who talks about there are 4 things, right? There were these 4 things. There are known knowns. There are things we are aware of and understand. Things we know that we know.
Yeah.
Then there are known unknowns. There are things that we're aware of but don't understand. Things we know we don't know those.
Yeah.
We know we don't know that. Then there are unknown knowns. Things we understand but aren't aware of. So things we don't know that we actually know.
Things that we don't know that we know.
Yeah. And
like that episode of Friends.
Yeah. Then there are things
I know you don't get that joke.
No.
No.
No, I'm totally lost. Then there are unknown knowns, things we are neither aware of nor understand, things we don't know that we don't know.
Yeah. It's a billion of those.
Yeah. And there will always be unknown knowns.
There will always be.
Unknown unknowns.
Yeah.
Like,
fuck's sake, Paul, this podcast was so good.
And it really was. Well, maybe we just cut it here and it's a shorter episode.
I don't want to have a 20-minute episode, though.
It's coming up in half an hour now.
Yeah, but the last 10 minutes have been shit. That's if you got a tissue when those just start bleeding. Fuck's sake.
Perfect timing.
Well, cut the first 20 minutes, we'll come back and talk a second.
Yeah.
I need to get motivated.
Okay, so we are back. We just obviously took a minute because, well, Callum had a nosebleed, but also we sort of realised the last 10 minutes of this episode haven't been great, but we decided it's best to keep it in because this is going to be our perfect example of a time where shit went wrong, but we found the motivation to carry on.
That's if we can do another 30 minutes of the show, yeah.
Well, even 20 minutes would be enough.
Yeah, if we can just do another 20 minutes. Yeah, okay, so like we already said, how great's it going to feel, Paul?
Yeah.
In 20 minutes when
in 20 minutes when we get to the end of this, we're going to be celebrating because we've been so fucking lost for the past 10 minutes.
Yeah, we've just procrastinated with this show and yeah,
because we had a plan and it just didn't go to plan.
Like, did you ever like think, oh, cute girl over there, could go ask her out, things could be great, and she turns around and says no, or shit, something like that, and it's like, okay, that didn't go to plan, but who gives a shit, because life still needs to go on.
Yeah.
Life's gonna continue, fucking whether you like it or not.
Yeah, see, I've always played the long game with women, but
I haven't. I've always gone fucking. Well, in the last year, I suppose I've always gone for it, but
Yeah.
straight away. But
Well, that's the sort of thing. Like, I'm not hugely motivated to go after women at this point in time. A big factor in that is I want to have my teeth sorted first. Because my teeth cut my tongue. I don't want to be cutting a woman's tongue with my teeth.
Or downstairs.
Oh, downstairs, yeah.
Well, I had a fucking great point to talk about just after you said that, and it's gone.
Yeah, it's completely lost.
Gone
to the abyss.
In the abyss. In the empty abyss where nothing fucking matters. Yeah, that's going to motivate
Mr.
people.
Nihilistic.
Yeah, that's going to motivate people. This is supposed to be a good upbeat show. What did you just say?
Do you know what? Mr. Nihilistic. So nihilism, right?
Could be an excellent motivator.
It could be a brilliant motivator.
Yeah.
Because, like, when you reach that point of nihilism where nothing matters, why the fuck not?
Yeah.
Why the fuck not
Yeah.
put the
Do you know
extra
what?
effort in?
That's probably the thing that motivates me the most. Like, I just got to a point where, in my own life now, where I'm just like, I'm going to be dead and gone one day, and no one's going to fucking remember me, so who gives a fuck? That was a Billie Eilish quote. Pretty sure I just quoted Billie fucking
Did
Eilish.
you just quote Billie Eilish?
I did, because I remember hearing that like 2 years ago now, and I thought, you know what, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good quote, though.
It is a good quote. And, yeah, like, it makes complete sense that, actually, that thing that I think most people probably perceive as quite a dark place, actually can be something that motivates you extremely well.
Fucking depression.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, you can motivate yourself and get yourself out of that. You can fucking conquer the world, mate.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, cause I'm at a point now where, fuck my job. I do want a new job.
Yeah.
Really badly, and that's something that's has had me quite low. But then I've had a moment quite recently where I've gone, no, I can do better than my job.
Yeah.
I can get a better job. I will. The fact that the job market's flooded is nothing. Like, I can overcome that.
Yeah. Fuck, what's motivating me lately? Yeah, nothing matters. I'm gonna be dead one day. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
Go for it, mate. You know, you might be dead next week, and not to bring the podcast down at all, but if you died tomorrow, are you going to be happy? Oh, fucking brilliant! Just thought of something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's come back.
Has anyone's? No, it hasn't. At that point's still gone in the abyss. I have a new point.
New point.
Let me talk about it before I forget a second one. Has anyone ever seen the movie Fight Club? It's fucking incredible.
We don't talk about Fight Club.
No, we don't.
No.
Don't talk about Fight Club. That's the first rule of Fight Club. But do you know the scene where he's in the car and he's saying and he's fucking freaking out at Edward Norton's character, and he's like, if you died tomorrow, how would you feel about it? As he's driving into oncoming traffic, and he's like trying to get him to admit that, you know, not great, but I can do things. Oh, and the other fucking great scene in that is where Tyler goes into the shop, and he beats up the fucking guy working in the shop. He takes a gun out on him, and he's like, you didn't want to end up working in a shop, did you? No, what did you want to be? I wanted to be a vet. Okay, well, I'm going to come back in a week, and if you're not on your way to becoming a vet, I'm going to kill you. And so, like, now you have this guy, and he's like, and Edward Norton's character's like, what are you doing, Tyler? That's fucking insane. You just pulled a gun on a guy and threatened him like that. What are you doing? He said, mate, tomorrow's going to be the best day of his fucking life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he survived that.
Yeah, he survived. And because he has a deadline, he's going to come and kill him in a week if he's not on his way to becoming a vet. But when he starts that, it's going to feel great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I might sound like a fucking lunatic now, but the quote right at the start of Fight Club, though, this is your life and it's ending 1 minute at a time, that rings true in every walk of life. So, you know, if there's a particularly attractive member of the opposite gender, or the same gender, we don't discriminate here on the show, go fucking ask her out. Because this is your life, it's ending 1 minute at a time. There's a job you want to go for it. This is your life, it's ending 1 minute at a time.
Yeah.
There's
don't hold yourself back, because
You know,
every time you hold yourself back, that's another minute wasted.
Yeah.
And you only get so many minutes.
yeah, every fucking from the moment you're born, you start dying. You know,
Yeah.
everyone's gonna be fucking gone. Nothing matters. Just the thing that you're thinking of. Everybody has a thing that they really want to do with their lives. So I know if there's anyone listening to this now, everyone has that thing in their head. I want to do that before I die. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna come kill you in a week. Go get on it.
Go fucking do it.
Not that I'm threatening anybody in particular. I'm just like, that was a joke, but you know, yeah, get on with it, because one day you're gonna turn around and you're gonna realize, if you get to your fucking deathbed and you've never done that thing, you're never going to exist again.
No, exactly. And ultimately, that thing that you're so wanting to do now, one day you might not want to do that anymore. So do it now.
Just do it now while the iron's hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, do you know what? If you go somewhere to do this thing, it doesn't work out. Do you know what? You fucking tried.
Yeah. At least you put the effort in.
You put some effort in. Well done, you.
Yeah.
And
because I think we've both been through phases of life and things we were interested in where a few years down the line we're not remotely interested in that thing.
Yeah, for fucking sure. Like, I don't know.
Guaranteed there's a thing during that time we really wanted to do and we might not have gotten to. So, you know, you don't know how long your interest in something is actually going to last.
Yeah.
You could be the most passionate person about something, and a year down the line that thing doesn't remotely have any fucking interest to you.
Yeah. So if there's anybody that wants to be a musician, anyone that wants to go work as a fucking doctor, I don't know, the 7 habits of highly effective people, right, be proactive. The first thing I want everyone to do is to make a list of everything they need to research, make a list of everything that they need to achieve to get where they want to go. Just start taking steps towards making it happen.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, that was a good 5 minutes.
That was a really good 5
I got really passionate then.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, oh, that's great. I'll just toot my own fucking horn. But...
No, but I think that passion comes from the fact that we know, sitting here right now,
yeah,
we could influence people.
Yeah.
We could be the difference to someone.
You can be the difference to
someone
else.
And ultimately, if I'm sat here right now and this video gets only ever in its entire existence gets 10 views, that's fine.
If 10 people have listened this far, fucking brilliant.
Yeah,
fantastic.
fucking brilliant, yeah.
You know, there are things in both of our lives that we want to do and we're taking steps to achieve them.
Yeah.
And every step towards that goal makes me happy. And every time I get fucking knocked back, because it's happened, I've been knocked back in the thing I'm trying to do now so many times, but it's, you know, it's just not going to stop me, because begin with the end in mind. When you fucking get there eventually, because you've been knocked back, it's going to feel 10 times better than it would have if you just breezed through it.
100%, yeah.
Fucking hell, how many times have I sat my fucking driving test?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah.
Because, like, the Auto Alex podcast, I was listening to this the other day, right? Obviously it's not something that really interests you because it's about cars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But there's this bloke that's written into him, and he's basically said, you know, he's emailed in and he said, listen, I just want to give you guys some thanks. He said, because I was in a really bad place, and I was, I've driven miles from home, and I'm sat in my car, and I've just got YouTube on autoplay, and I'm about to end my life.
Yeah.
And then suddenly your video comes on of you guys just ripping the shit out of, you lads just ripping the shit out of each other and just taking the piss out of each other like lads do. And suddenly there was a spark in me that actually one day I could be doing that. And so yeah, my life is worth living. And he drove home.
That's something I was actually going to say. Well, that's a thought that just come to me now. No one's coming off the fucking internet. I know so many people now just go home, they go to work, go back home, they fucking play the Xbox all night. They don't do nothing. They don't go out nowhere. They don't speak to no one. You know. And you know there are loads of people that do that. I know fucking loads.
Oh yeah.
But do you know what? At the end of the day, what your gamer score don't mean fuck all.
No, it don't.
The other thing I was going to say is that it's alright to talk to people over the fucking internet, but it's not like sitting here, because we're not in we're not over. We don't do this over a Skype call. I come to his house. I come to his flat. Sorry.
Yeah, we're sat here.
Yeah, we're
just
sat
next to each other
we meet up
chatting.
together, and like it's having that human interaction.
Yeah.
It's different to being over a fucking screen, and it makes you feel better
It does, yeah.
than like
and
a fucking
ultimately,
text message.
that gamer score's not really gonna influence anyone that much. And what really matters in this
I
life
saw this
is the
fucking-
effect you have on the people around
So I can't
you.
stand YouTube at the moment. I'm gonna fucking call out somebody whose name I don't know, and I've seen a couple of times. But every time I open YouTube now, YouTube Shorts just fucking ambushes me with shit. It's like opening fucking TikTok or whatever. And I can't stand TikTok. But I keep fucking seeing this guy who's like, oh yeah, he's like a gaming shorts YouTube creator. And he's like, oh yeah, have you ever played this game and done, oh yeah, this has been really bad, or like, you know, perfect gift for gamer at Christmas, whatever. He got this fucking one video saying, oh, you know, I'd never get rid of the Xbox because this account I got fucking 500,000 gamer score. It's like, I'm just thinking about that now. It's like, when you fucking die, mate,
That gamer score's all that's left behind.
your biggest achievement is your fucking gamer score.
Yeah.
Wow. Fuck. Not to say I'm any fucking better, especially a few years ago, you know, I was that fellow who never come off the fucking computer. But
There's so much more to life.
oh my god, yeah, like, in the last, yeah, because that's the other thing, just going home, sitting fucking, I don't know if I've ever been lower, just like with my mental health, just like, repeating the same monotonous shit that don't mean nothing to you ultimately, and it's, you know, well, I've been fucking lower, I suppose, but fucking stay on point now, Cal, because that's fucking gold what I was about to say.
No, so I get what you're getting at. It's for definite. Like,
You do
during my lowest points, the only thing I'd ever do is watch TV and play on Xbox.
Yeah,
Like,
but that does. What I was going to say is that doesn't make you feel better.
no,
It makes you feel worse because you haven't fucking spoken to anyone. You haven't done anything.
Like, I have multiple gaming systems and I enjoy playing on them, but my time playing on those is a bit of relaxation in the evenings. It's not what my life's all about. I do other things with my life as well.
Yeah.
And that should be just that 5 minutes apiece. It doesn't have to be that 6 hours every night the only thing I do other than work.
Yeah, well, the 6 hours every night, that was me for a fucking good shot of time.
Yeah.
And I just got fucking bored of it, and it's like, I probably had some shit going on in my head. Like, fucking hell, anyone that knows me in real life, because like the podcast listeners aren't gonna know this, but I should have had therapy fucking years
Oh
ago.
god, yeah.
I should have been going to therapy the last 10 years. I haven't. Yeah, fucking hell. Fuck. Yeah, but that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah. And actually a point I want to add is any men sitting there listening to this and they feel like they're struggling, fucking open up. Because
Holy
the first time you
Christ,
do it,
yeah.
the first time you do it will be the hardest thing you've ever done in your life is actually opening up to someone. But just because you're a man doesn't mean you can't fucking open up.
Fuck me, yeah, men's mental health, I could talk about that forever.
Yeah. Because men are so stigmatised in society now.
Yeah, no. What do you do as a man when you feel sad? You fucking bury the emotions, you get on with it, life goes on, no one gives a shit that fucking, you didn't get that job, no one gives a shit that you didn't get that girl or the thing you wanted, Paul didn't get his fucking fancy car or his fucking full bike license, yeah. No one gives a shit, Paul. Bury your emotions.
Yeah, exactly.
Move on.
Yeah.
That's what men are told.
Yeah.
But no, fucking open up.
Open up.
Talk
Talk to someone.
Talk to someone. Doesn't have to be like I said, I should have been going to therapy fucking 10 years or more now.
But it doesn't have to be a therapist.
It doesn't have. It could be a
your
family member.
Yeah, family member. Could be your mum. Could be your best mate.
Yeah.
Could be anyone.
This is what's fucking great about you, lad, because I can confide in you.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't had to go to therapy because I got Paul sat here.
Yeah, and a climate war.
And a climate war. Yeah, I haven't had to do any of that. I've been fine. But you know, you need to have somebody to open up to, and it probably is better to go to a trained professional therapist, but it's going to cost you money.
Yeah, I mean, have you looked into BetterHelp?
No.
Fuck me, that's expensive.
Yeah.
It's like 50 quid a week.
50 quid a week?
Yeah, and that's cheap for a therapist, and that's fucking expensive.
Hell.
Because, like, at one point I looked at going to BetterHelp,
Yeah.
And then I looked at the price and I went, there's no fucking way I can afford to do that.
Yeah. So maybe, in some respects your mates are better.
Yeah.
Because, one, they know you. Two, they're not going to charge you.
Yeah.
And if they're your proper friends, they'd be happy to help you out anyway.
Yeah,
A
exactly.
therapist is doing it. Maybe a therapist genuinely does care about you, but he's also thinking, there's some money coming in now.
Yeah, there's some money coming in. This thing, like, because on the NHS you can get free therapy, right?
Yeah.
But you have to go through referral after referral after referral, and then what you end up with is a guy that rings you up once a week, reschedules your appointments last minute all the time, and you just sat on the phone chatting with him, and there's no real exchange of emotion.
If you're doing it over the phone as well, that goes back to, like, talking to people over the internet and doing... And just... Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's better to be sat face to face to somebody.
I can understand, because I know, like, BetterHelp do, like, messaging and stuff like that, and yeah, that's actually can be a really helpful tool for some people.
It might be easier for people to open up over a text message, because you just have to write it down, you don't have to speak.
Yeah, but, when you've got, and I forget what they call it, I forget what it's called, the line that does it, but, when you've just got this guy that's going to, like, therapy should be reliable. When you've got this guy that's ringing you up once a week and you're on the phone for an hour, and then, like, twice a week he texts you to say, sorry, can't make this appointment, we're going to have to shift it to here, and then half the time you can't make the appointment you shifted it to.
Can you imagine, like, actually being genuinely suicidal depressed and all your fucking therapist does is push back your fucking therapy?
Yeah.
You'd be dead before you fucking get there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's, well, bar suicide, the worst thing that can happen to you when you're depressed is when you start to feel fucking sorry for yourself.
Yeah,
Then you're fucked.
Then you really are fucked.
Then then you stop giving a shit what other people think and fucking, yeah.
But just whatever you do, don't suffer in silence.
No, fucking Christ. We had a tangent there about motivation, didn't we?
We didn't have a tangent there.
Yeah. It was a good tangent, leave that in.
Oh, that's staying in, yeah. Yeah, for definite, just open up and talk to somebody, because your brain, when you're in that place, the one thing your brain's going to do, or try to do, is isolate you.
Yeah. The thing is, as well, to tie it back into motivation, which is the theme of this episode, let's not forget.
Yeah.
Once you open up and start talking to somebody, you will, hopefully, they will build you back up and you can get motivated to do the thing you want to do.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
Yeah. That's class.
Yeah, for definite. I think this has been a really good episode, actually.
I got fucking well into that.
Yeah, that was good.
So, always remember, it's your life. You do what you want to fucking do.
Yeah.
Don't let some idiot talk you out of it. Fuck, mate, yeah. I don't expect you ever have heard the story of Spider-Man, Stan Lee.
No.
So, okay, this is a really good motivation story. Well, it's a really good story. When he came up with fucking Spider-Man back in the day, his editor told him, you've got to come up with a new superhero. So he went in and he was like, okay, well, what can his power be? And he saw a fly walking up the wall. He said, okay, well, I have a guy and his power is he can stick to stuff. Okay, so don't want to call him Flyman, call him Spider-Man, because that sounds good. And so he designed it, and he really loves Spider-Man, and his editor come to him, and Stan, what have you done here? A superhero. For a start, he's a kid. Superheroes aren't kids. Spider-Man, people hate spiders, so you can't call a hero Spider-Man. Number 3 is you gave him personal problems. Don't you know what a superhero is, Stan? And so weeks go by, you didn't let him do it. He can't get Spider-Man, he can't stop thinking about Spider-Man. And so there was this comic book that they were ending, and just to get out of his system, the last issue of this book was Spider-Man. And they ended up just... so he wrote the Spider-Man story, he drew it out, fucking sold the book. The book did really well. Everyone loved Spider-Man. The publisher came into him a few weeks later saying, do you remember that character Spider-Man we both loved so much? Do a series of it. And the moral of the story is, if you have an idea that you genuinely think is good, don't let some idiot talk you out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, don't let the naysayers and the negative thinkers stop you,
Yeah.
because you won't get anywhere otherwise.
Fucking hell, could you imagine a world where Stan Lee never actually wrote Spider-Man?
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah.
Stan Lee wouldn't be a household name now
No.
if he hadn't ever
Yeah,
written
no.
Spider-Man.
It's done fucking wonders for him.
Yeah.
Well, did when he's dead now, of course, but...
Well, yeah. Yeah, but he's dead now, but he's a household name.
Yeah. Fucking...
He's got a fucking legacy.
That's a fucking legacy, yeah, I was about to say. Yeah. Wow. That's all I have to say on the subject, I think, about motivation.
I think this is the perfect place to...
Moving on.
Yeah, I think this is a perfect place to end the episode. Thank you very much for listening, guys. We really hope you enjoyed it.
I hope this one does well.
Just as a reminder, we are on YouTube Music if you want to listen audio only. We are available there, so for those of you who want to listen on the go, this probably isn't an episode to listen to at work. Although maybe it is. Maybe work when you're not motivated.
Yeah.
Maybe it is an episode to listen to at work.
It's an episode to listen to anytime you're feeling down.
Yeah, definitely.
You know.
So we really hope you enjoyed, guys. If you feel like you want to reach out to us, we're always there.
Yeah.
You know, you can direct message us on the YouTube channel or drop us a comment.
Can you drop direct messages on the YouTube
think
channel?
so.
I think you used to be. I don't think you've been able to do that for like fucking 10 years now.
God, I'm old.
You are fucking old. I'm sure that's not a thing. I think
it might not be, or just drop us a comment, you know.
Drop us a comment.
Yeah.
You know.
And we hope to see you in the next one, guys.
Cheers, everyone. Thank you.
Cheers.